Today, I want to talk to you about a fascinating topic. What if New Guinea never existed? How would the world be different without this large island in the Pacific Ocean? Let me take you on a journey through history and geography and show you how the absence of New Guinea would have changed the course of human civilization. Let us start with Africa, the cradle of humanity. Without New Guinea, the migration of early humans out of Africa would have been easier, as they would have faced less competition from other hominids, such as Denisovians, who inhabited New Guinea and other parts of Asia. This would have led to a faster and more widespread colonization of Eurasia and Australia by modern humans, and a possible extinction of other human species. Africa would have also benefited from more trade and cultural exchange with Asia and Europe, as the Indian Ocean would have been more accessible without the barrier of New Guinea and its surrounding islands. Africa would have developed more advanced civilizations and empires and resisted the European colonization more effectively. Moving to Europe, the continent that shaped the modern world. Without New Guinea, Europe would have been more influenced by Asian cultures and religions, especially Buddhism and Hinduism, which would have spread along the trade routes that connected India, China, and Southeast Asia. Christianity would have faced more challenges and competition and might have not become the dominant religion in Europe. The Renaissance and the Enlightenment would have been more diverse and multicultural, incorporating ideas and innovations from other parts of the world. Europe would have also been less involved in the colonization and exploitation of Africa and the Americas, as it would have focused more on its relations with Asia and the Middle East. Next, let us look at Asia, the largest and most populous continent. Without New Guinea, Asia would have been more unified and peaceful, as the island served as a source of conflict and rivalry between various Asian powers such as China, Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines. New Guinea also provided a refuge for many ethnic and religious minorities such as the Papuans, the Melanesians, and the Muslims, who fled from persecution and oppression in their homelands. Without New Guinea, these groups would have faced more discrimination and violence and might have been assimilated or eliminated by the dominant cultures. Asia would have also been more vulnerable to invasion and colonization by the European powers, especially the British and the Dutch, who used New Guinea as a base and a buffer zone for their imperial ambitions. Now, let us turn our attention to Australia, the smallest and driest continent. Without New Guinea, Australia would have been more isolated and less diverse, as the island served as a bridge and a barrier between Australia and the rest of the world. New Guinea allowed the migration of plants, animals, and humans between Australia and Asia, enriching the biodiversity and the culture of both regions. New Guinea also protected Australia from the invasion and colonization by Asian powers, especially Indonesia, which claimed New Guinea as part of its territory. Without New Guinea, Australia would have been more dependent on the European powers, especially Britain, for its security and development. Finally, let us consider the Americas, the continents that were discovered and conquered by the Europeans. Without New Guinea, the Americas would have been more populated and more advanced, as the island prevented the migration of humans and animals from Asia to the Americas via the Bering Strait. New Guinea also served as a source of diseases such as malaria and tuberculosis that decimated the native populations of the Americas after the contact with the Europeans. Without New Guinea, the Native Americans would have been more resistant and resilient and might have formed more powerful and influential civilizations and nations. The Americas would have also been more diverse and multicultural, as they would have received more immigrants and refugees from other parts of the world, especially Asia and Africa. As you can see, the existence of New Guinea has had a profound impact on the history and geography of the world. Without New Guinea, the world would have been a very different place with different cultures, religions, politics, and economies. Without this, whether this alternate reality would have been better or worse than our own is a matter of speculation and debate. But one thing is certain, New Guinea is a unique and important part of our world, and we should appreciate and respect its role and contribution to our global civilization. Thank you.